We just need to, like, give him information.
No, I think it's fucked.
Are you in?
This is... No.
Might have to do share play.
Taking the fucking cunt, man. I hate that. No, I'm not being funny, mate. I'm not being funny.
I know you do. I know you do. I know. Sorry. I know it's not funny for you. I do respect that. So just an ordinary sprint. This isn't one of those events where they have to use 3 different compounds. But do you remember I told you about that? Some of them are. So next week is one where they have to use, where there's mandatory 3 compounds instead of 2. But it's not this week though. It's just a normal sprint round.
Try it again.
We're in qualifying.
I get that.
Alright, let's do the let's do invite. I can invite you. I can invite you. If not, I'm gonna get the share play ready now.
No, fucking wasting money doing this bullshit, man. Honestly.
What's a good thing happen in one shot? What do you mean?
The whole reason I got this is so I have to fucking do the share play bullshit.
Wait. We've got a good fucking. We've got a load of hours of gameplay from this.
Besides the point.
We've been having a career mode. We've now got like a career mode where we're in different teams and we're having good banter. We wouldn't be able to do that if you didn't have the game, would we?
Yeah, but it's besides the point. The whole reason I got the game is so I didn't have to do the share play, so I can look around and do my own thing.
I get you. Looks pretty close at the top.
Shouldn't have fucking done that race.
Lancer, Striker, and Soggy Cucumber are very close here at the top of this leaderboard. Soggy Cucumber, I think, must be Soggy Biscuit. He's had a rebirth. So Lancer gets pole by 10th and a half ahead of Soggy Cucumber with Super Striker in 3rd place. Top 3 separated by just 0.2 of a second here, very close. Fake Scouser 4th with Mark Bow 5th. Then you got North over P6 at a Sniper C with Steely, Youngie and Murphy completing the top 10. C Faulkner down in 11th place. Brewdog 12, Corey Brennan, P13 ahead of Jordan Hillier. And then Super Calgon and Archie, P15 and 16. Looks like Liam and Rob there failed to get a lap in, so we'll be starting at the back of the pack. So obviously, for those of you just joining us, this is the appetizer, this is the starter. The main course is up later for the Grand Prix, but this is the sprint race here for the Red Arrow Racing League tonight. Round 2 of the season here for season 13. And you've just joined us, we've just got on air. Obviously not much of a build-up with the sprint races. But Lancer there taking pole ahead of Soggy Cucumber with Super Striker P3 and Fake Scouser rounding out the front 2 rows here. Ian, are you with us? Ian!
If you're going to shout at me, I'm not going to bother doing nothing.
Just either be in the share play or be in the game, mate. It's not hard.
Mate, I'm on the phone with my daughter's mum. Give me a fucking break.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm about to join the share play. My PC's slow, you know that.
It's fine. Yeah, just tell me that then. Jesus Christ.
I told you up 10 times that my PC takes time
Yeah,
to load.
but you hadn't told me that you were trying to join the share play. I thought you were just crying about it. Sorry.
No, I wasn't. If I was, I wouldn't be sitting here, you know, twiddling my balls, would I?
I didn't know you were twiddling your balls. But thank you for that insightful imagination tool. Anyway, here we are. We're about to get underway for the formation lap here at the Red Arrows Racing League here at the Hungary Ring. So it's going to be Lancer on pole here, getting us underway here. Looks like we're doing a full formation lap as well. There's no cutscene. There's no quick little speed up function to get us through this bit. So Lancer here. Actually, it was for most of that qualifying, it was Soggy Cucumber that was top of that leaderboard, but Lancer went pole right at the end for that final sector. Must have done the goods there through that last part of the lap. Super Striker's right there though. I think the admin of the league, I believe. He's the guy who I communicate most with in terms of the league, and obviously he's told me the ins and outs of how the league works. You've got obviously the regular Grand Prix that we had last week. Tonight it's a sprint race, similar in the conventional sense to what you see in the Formula One calendar for the last 4 years. And then the third type of variable race that we have here at the Red Arrow Racing League is called the tyre race, and that is where you have to use, instead of the normal 2 different compounds that you have to use in F1, in those types of races they have to use 3 compounds. It's a special series or special event, or kind of a variable that the Red Arrow Racing League introduced here for their races, and it runs every 3 weeks. Next week will be that. So 3 different tyre compounds will have to be used next week in the race, which will be at the USA, so Texas for that one, Dakota. That'll be very exciting. Ian, I believe you're with us?
Yep.
Excellent stuff. Here we go then. We're lining up on the grid, getting ready to go. Interestingly, Ian, we see that one driver has had a bit of a name change. The once famous Soggy Biscuit, now Soggy Cucumber.
Yeah, and I've noticed he's also made the C-U-M in capitals. I'll see what you did there.
Yeah, Soggy Cucumber. There's no getting around Ian. He's on to you, mate.
Bad stiffy, isn't he?
Oh god. Anyway, we're about to go lights out here for the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Red Arrow Racing League. It's lights out and away we go. As we're currently watching the back of the grid here. Not quite, God knows why, but hopefully the camera pans out. Here we go. So we got Lancer here into turn 1. Cucumber there in second, followed by Super Striker. Super Striker pokes over the inside there. Taps him in the rear. They get away with it, and they're all clean through the first corner as Fake Scouser moves ahead of Bo up into 4th place. He's looking to the outside here. Now Mark Bo on the inside there, going through into turn 2, as they're still side by side here. This is very, very tight between them. Fake Scouser there inside for turn 3. Although Mark Bo's not done yet as we come up the hill towards 4, but Mark Bo has to tuck in for the time being. He can't get that one done as they all come through the first few corners, sector 1 of the first lap, and Lancer still leading the race ahead of Soggy Cucumber with Super Striker 3rd place, and Fake Scouser there holding on to 4th place by the skin of his teeth there, as we see a bit of contact there going through the chicane. Oh, somebody's lost it there as Youngie there has spun out going through the chicane and has dropped an absolute heap of places there down to P18 in this race. What a shame there for Youngie as we're watching the battle here in the mid-pack. We can see an Aston Martin here, C. Faulkner, being passed around the outside by Brewdog and Liam. Well, they're saying that they got a bit out of shape there, haven't they? Wow. As the McLaren, there's a bit of lag going on here, and Brewdog there getting all over the place. As we see C. Faulkner losing out there to P15 in that little exchange there. So I think that was a bit of lag there, just the connection catching up to what actually happened. C. Faulkner down to 17th place, but Lancer leading the way by almost a second here over Soggy Cucumber. Last week, obviously, we saw Soggy Cucumber running away with the race win, but obviously Lancer wasn't here last week, and now that Lancer's back, who knows what we're going to see. Or was he?
I feel like we're going to see these two start to separate away from the rest of the pack, but we'll currently see that Lancer currently does have about 9/10 of a second over Soggy Cucumber, so it's going to be a really I'm feeling that at this point Lancer is probably to try and put out as much of a lead as possible, and I feel like Soggy Cucumber is to try and reserve his tyres a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think that could be a big factor actually in this one. Obviously, you don't have to put in the sprint races, so there's less strategy involved. You've kind of got to look after your tyres a little bit more. A lot of people might look at it and think, oh, you know, you could probably go all out. It's just a sprint race, but that's not actually the reality of it at all, because obviously you lose more time if you pit, but at the same time you've got to get those tyres to the end. So, you know, it's a fine balancing act. It becomes actually more of a management race than what you'd see in a Grand Prix. Very interesting. But Soggy Cucumber, they're doing the fastest lap, and Super Striker immediately going a little bit quicker. So Lancer now under pressure here as we come into lap, it's a turn 1 on lap 2, as Corey Brennan has made the move on Jordan Hillier up into 9th place with the DRS, and that is a move for position which has been completed, as we now see Youngie. Oh, and Youngie spun again there coming through turn 1. He can't get it right here so far in this race. It's going from bad to worse. Youngie trying to recover positions, and this race is going absolute horror show here for Youngie. And down in P18 in that Racing Bulls car, things really need to start going right and quickly here for Youngie. As we can see, Soggy Cucumber really hassling the back of Lancer. Lancer had a strong start to the race, managed to get those tyres hooked up really nicely on the first lap, but now Soggy Cucumber is starting to get into his rhythm, starting to find a bit of confidence here, and it's really giving him a lot to work on at the moment. As looks like Brewdog's lost a few places down to P16. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I'm assuming some kind of skirmish or maybe a small incident, not major by the looks of it, but yeah, definitely something that's knocked him back a little bit. But here we go. We're watching leaders coming to the final corner. Cucumber looks like he might be close enough to think about a move into turn 1. It's not the longest pit straight in the world, but it's certainly not the shortest either. Cucumber here to the inside. It's going to try and make this move into turn 1 as Lancer gives him the space there. Cucumber makes the move, stick down the inside beautifully there, but I think there might be a switch over at DRS. No, he gets the second bite of DRS. So 2 bites of DRS for the same driver into turn 2. Lancer on the inside. Cucumber's trying to hang it around the outside here. It's very tight between them. They're still side by side, and Cucumber had to take that tight line through turn 2. The outside is very advantageous through that part of the track, and Lancer manages to cling onto the lead by the skin of his teeth there. But Cucumber, I tell you what, Ian, he's pushing very hard at this point.
Yeah, he's definitely given Lancer a lot to think about here over the remaining few laps. He doesn't want to be pushing too hard because he knows that Lancer he has to try and move as much as he can to try and protect that position.
Yeah, absolutely.
He just needs to try and reserve his tires as much as possible while Lancer is trying to defend.
We just saw a bit of a lock up there from Lancer. There's a bit of tyre smoke there as they came down the hill into that tricky braking zone. It's a hard braking zone because you're going downhill as you brake, so you kind of have to be a bit more conscious of it than you'd like to be. It's very difficult on worn tyres as well. But here we come down the start finish straight, and Cucumber once again with that DRS. He's getting there a little bit late, but he's going to go for it down the inside. And is it going to be job done this time? As we can see Lancer there trying to keep it around the outside once again. Once again, Cucumber gets that DRS, but this time he's clear of Lancer. And now Lancer coming under pressure here from Super Striker as well, as we try and make the move here into turn 2 to side by side all the way through the corner. And Super Striker trying to ride him out of the road here. Lancer manages to get back ahead here. They're still side by side up towards turn 4. And in the end, Super Striker has to relinquish that one. Lancer holds on to second place, but we saw last lap Lancer had the lead and then lost out to Cucumber, so maybe Super Striker looking to try and make it 2 position losses in 1 lap here for Lancer. Lancer's clung on to second place for the time being though.
Yeah, at least in my own opinion, it's at least in Formula 1 cars, the only real position for overtaking is down the pit straight into turn 1.
Certainly is, yeah. Hungary is like it's a bit of a cliche, but people say it's Monaco without walls, or Monaco where the walls are further away. Would you say that's quite apt?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. And also the place that the directors of the Gran Turismo movie also thought good idea.
Sorry, I've got to interrupt you there because Lancer's making a move for the lead here into turn 1. Sorry, mate, to cut you off as he makes that move brilliantly there. So the race leader who led the first couple of laps, obviously at pole position, and manages to get that position back. But Cucumber on the inside here into turn 2, and he's made it once again here. So these two really are giving each other a bit of hell at the moment. Cucumber keeps it around the outside for 3, and somehow there gets the lead back. So these two are really closely matched here, Ian. Sorry, I'll let you carry on with what you were saying there.
No, I was just saying it's also the place where the directors of the Gran Turismo film also thought it would be a good idea to try and replicate Le Mans.
How so? Where's that?
The Gran Turismo film, the official Gran Turismo film, they actually used the Hungary as a replica for the Le Mans series. I
never knew that actually. That's the one featuring Jan Mardenborough, isn't it? The first winner of GT Academy, was it? Yeah. I've seen bits of it. I haven't seen the full film. I'm very bad at watching full films. I usually lose my focus.
It's a good film. So it's just it's clearly very obvious that the track that they're trying to use as Le Mans is the Hungary ring.
I suppose to any F1 fan, but then again, in Rush, you can very, very clearly see that the track they use for the last race of the season is Paul Ricard rather than Fuji as well. If you look closely, anyone who knows their racing knows that as well.
Well, of course, yeah. But it's a lot more blatant with Gran Turismo than it is anything else.
Yeah, I get what you mean. We just see their Super Striker and Bo there having a bit of a to-do, or not to-do, but just a bit of a swap and change there. But Super Striker for the time being holding on to that podium position. Also, Super Calgon's got ahead of Jordan Hillier up into P13 as we see Liam and Super Sniper C side by side here into turn 4, and Liam managing to hold on the inside there just by the skin of his teeth there. But these 5 drivers, in fact possibly 6 soon if C Fortner can get involved, in a very, very tight battle here from 11th down to 16th place. Liam currently leading this train. But look at these guys, they are fighting it out, and currently not any points on offer for these positions, but that could all change because Archie has got a penalty, so we're not sure if Archie's going to have the possibility of picking up more penalties over the course of this race, but that could change a lot. But plenty of battles going on right now. Obviously, we've got the top 5 now battling, and we've got to keep half an eye on that. But at the moment, also, we've got a battle here. So we want to kind of focus on the lead battle, but also give these guys a bit of airtime here because they are putting on a fantastic show tonight here as well as they come into the final corner. But Liam is currently holding Sniper C off. Sniper Cito's got to make this move. Surely you would think with the DRS here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's 2/10 of a second away, and we saw Soviet Cucumber come back, come past us and do well further back than that.
Yeah, he's made that move there, Liam, but couldn't make that move on Liam, should I say. And Liam there keeping it around the outside. He had that move briefly done there into turn 1, but then Lance has a penalty. Yeah, that's going to be huge for the battle for the win here. Soggy Cucumber is in the lead as well, so now that's going to really shoot Lancer in the foot. He doesn't just need to finish ahead of these guys, he needs to get ahead and pull a 3-second gap. I don't know if that's going to be possible at this point for our man in this Kick-Sauber green, whatchamacallit, car, as we see a bit of a slide there from Lancer, but Super Striker can't make the move.
Can I just add something real quick?
Yeah.
Even in this league, McLaren's in front of the Ferrari.
I don't know what you're making a reference to there, mate. I can't even think.
Yeah, you do.
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about. Can't think what that inside joke could be at all. Liam, nonetheless.
Ferrari sucks.
As Liam still ahead of Sniper C and Super Calgon. Oh, look at this. This could be close here. Look at this. I think we could see a similar situation to what we saw in the previous lap period. Sniper C is all over the back of Liam as they now come down towards the first corner. He's going to look to the outside now. Is he going to go for a cutback? He's going to try and go around the outside here. That might be a bit of a ballsy move here. I don't think he's going to have the opportunity to do that. He's going to get another bite of DRS here down towards turn 2. Liam got a good exit out of turn 1 though, and that keeps him in good stead here into turn 2. But you see them all coming through the corner there. Brewdog's just dropped out of this battle a little bit here for 11th place. Archie's got ahead of Murph, and Murph could be under pressure here from Corey now as well, as Corey's trying to go around the outside here at turn 5. But Murph has that one covered for the time being. Fake Scouts are leading this battle. It's Fake Scouts are all the way down to Corey. You've got Fake Scouts at Archie, Murph and Corey in this battle for 7th place. But yeah, lots of cars. As we said before, plenty of battles out there on track. We've got to go back to this one though, because this is for the major placings here this evening. And it's Cucumber, Lancer, Super Striker, Bo and Steely, all still within strong chances of taking this race win. What a battle we have seen out front today.
I'm surprised you never did our setup that we were talking about last night. We changed our Discord stuff and everything.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I wonder actually if Steely doesn't manage to pass these guys, do you reckon he's going to come into the pits at the end of the race and he's going to say to the team, "It drives like a pig.
It's a Ferrari.
It's a shit box." But as they come through. Sorry, we had that planned. We had that planned from yesterday. Anyway.
Bonus points to anybody that knows what that's from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if anybody knows, let us know on Discord, let us know on the comments, whatever. After the race, when you guys are watching this back, then send us a message. But yeah, currently it's Cucumber who has this lead in. And I'll tell you what, with Lance's penalty, he's pretty much got this home and hose, especially with Lancer holding these guys behind him up. I suppose Cucumber's just hoping that Lancer can stay in P2 here.
Yeah. At this point, it's not looking very, very likely. The best at this point, the best outcome he can look for is Paul at a P6, because Scouser, he's 3 seconds behind Northover, and at this point the gap isn't getting any bigger. So at this point, it's the best he can hope for is a P6.
Certainly, as we see Steely here trying to make a move on Bo, and it's the Ferrari making a move on a McLaren here, Ian, and look at that, the Ferrari trying to squeeze through here. Bo's trying to hold himself there. He's fought valiantly, but it's going to be Steely who comes through to take 4th place with an absolute peach of a move there around the outside into turn 3 should I say. Anyway, Soggy Biscuit out the front, and Soggy Cucumber should I say, and I think with these guys battling behind, and obviously Lancer being the thorn in the side for these drivers who want to make progress, it's going to be I think Soggy Biscuits to lose here, or Soggy Cucumber, whatever, I don't know, but Super Striker, as Lancer lets him through. Lancer waving these guys through. He knows he's got a big enough gap back to Northover that he can bring it round. Or saying no, he's still ahead of Mark Bow. Big slide there from Lancer, but yeah, obviously he knows he's going to lose these positions anyway. There's no point in keeping that position. He might as well let these guys fight for the win. And I've got to respect that. I honestly respect that a lot. That's very admirable there. Steely, I tell you what, Ian, on these hard tyres, Steely's flying with these medium runners, feeling the pace a little bit. Steely's still got plenty left in the tank. Look at this, he's got DRS. He's in a second to Soggy Cucumber. Could he, baby, put him under pressure for the race win here in this sprint tonight? This could be on here.
I was actually thinking to myself at the beginning of the race that Steely might actually be onto something here, because this is quite a high-paced track, so those mediums could fall off pretty fast, so I think that Steely may have had a bit of a stroke of genius here.
Mate, this is Nicky Lauda in his prime. This is Nicky Lauda-esque. Right here, as we see him all over the back of Soggy Cucumber right now. He comes through the chicane, and look at him. He's hassling the back of him. Soggy Cucumber's medium tyres are absolutely done, but the advantage he's got is that you cannot overtake for the life of you coming through this part of the track, and it's going to be extremely difficult for Steely to find anywhere to make this move. I think that Soggy Cucumber's done it, but Steely, I tell you what, was onto something, and one more lap here would have had that move done into turn 1. What a shame for Steely that we didn't have one more lap in this race, but we're going to come through the final 2 corners. He's really going for it, really pushing it, but it's not going to happen here. But Soggy Cucumber is going to come out the final corner here to take the win tonight at the Hungary for the sprint race. It's going to be very close, the track to the line. He is just going to hold on there. Soggy Cucumber takes the win ahead of Steely, followed by Super Striker with Lancer over at P4. Mark Bo's going to come P5.
7,000th of a second was the gap.
Yeah, and interestingly, Lancer had enough of a gap back to Mark Bow to finish P4, so Mark Bow really dropped back at the end there. Northover P6 ahead of Archie, followed by Corey, with Fake Scouser getting the move done on Murph on the last lap there, up into P9. Then you've got Liam over in 11th, followed by Brewdog with Super Calgon, Jordan Helia with RDB CFC and P15, Sniper C and Youngie coming over 16th and 17th places for them, and I would have thought C. Fortin is going to do the fastest lap here in 18th place on the fresh soft tyres to restore a little bit of pride here, but obviously he's only depriving somebody else at the fastest lap point because he's not in the top 10. But nonetheless, C. Faulkner here coming over the line to complete the race. But that is that. What a race that was in. Not Steely Cucumber, Soggy Cucumber, holding on there grimly. It was very, very close. As Ian appears to have left us.
Sorry about that, back.
Yep.
But yeah, it's, like you say, if there was one more lap, then definitely it would have been Steely's race to win there. So it would have. Absolutely,
yeah. He's a really, really smart drive there from Steely, but it wasn't quite to be here for him. But never mind. Obviously, plenty of chances, and still a Grand Prix to come up after this as well. We've still got a full qualifying session. To those of you just joining us, still a long way to go. I'm posting the stream now on the Motive channel, or Motive Discord, as well as the Red Arrows Discord, so a lot of you will be joining us in a second. But to those of you watching this back, if you did enjoy, then yeah, I'm glad you did. And to the drivers watching this back, obviously, if you do enjoy our coverage, then share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your otherwise associates, and yeah, show them what you're getting up to here on the F1 game. But nonetheless, that is that's that for the sprint race, and hopefully we can have an even better Grand Prix if that's anything to go by with that battle, that five-way battle for the lead. It's really whet my appetite for some exciting racing tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Same here. At this point, I'm just looking. I'm begging for some more. Just looking to see some more action out and track.
100%. It was definitely teed up really nicely. As we've now posted the stream link here on the Red Arrows League. So welcome along to those of you in the Red Arrows League who are clicking on that stream. And yeah, apologies, it wasn't up earlier on. Obviously, you have to wait 10 minutes for that default thumbnail to clear. For some reason, I don't know why. It's always that Janetta Junior thumbnail initially. So I'm not quite sure why. But yeah. King Mac is here, says, are they all on controller? I don't know, actually. I don't know. You have to, I don't know. If any of the Red Arrows guys are listening, then if you're able to answer King Mac's question, I'd be very, very much appreciative indeed. That was a hiccup. Now, Ian, I have a feeling that the grid order for the race might actually be set based on the sprint here. Because I don't think this is a qualifying. This doesn't look like a qualifying to me. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is another one-shot qualifying. Cool. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Only reason there was that little interval was because it's obviously one shot. But, yeah, after one turn, looks like Mark Bowe's leading the way. Here we go into turn 2. Oh, Mark Bowe with a massive bit of oversteer there. Has lost a bit of time. It's now Northover who's furthest up out of everybody. Tell you what though, Soggy Cucumber's nowhere to be seen right now. All I'm saying that is, no, still P10 actually at the moment. Lance has now hit the front of the pack. Super Striker right behind here as they come into the chicane. Cucumber is now into third place, so Cucumber has climbed up the order a bit. But yeah, it's quite, there's a lot of changes going on right now. Lancer obviously had pole in the sprint race and looking to try and make it 2 from 2 in terms of pole positions here tonight in the Red Arrow Racing League. Here he comes. Can Super Striker pip him at the end? With Soggy Cucumber on a bit of a roll here. Mark Bowe has flown there through the final part of the lap. Obviously dropped back a bit after turn 2, but I think it's going to be Lancer on pole here. As here we come. Up towards the line, and Lancer there, P1 ahead of Super Striker. 0.4 of a second, the gap between Lancer and Super Striker. My goodness me. Lancer's trying to make up for the disappointment of the sprint race there, Ian, with that penalty. And it's absolutely blown them out of the water there. What a lap.
Yeah, that was fantastic. We know he has got the pace. So we do. We know that a lot of the drivers that are great, that it's. Well, my head just exploded there. Sorry.
So whilst Ian recovers from that atomic blast there inside his brain, we're going to quickly read out the order there. So that's Lancer there taking pole ahead of Super Striker with Cucumber third place, followed by Bowe. Northover P5 ahead of our Azerbaijan driver tonight. I didn't know we've got an Azerbaijani in here, Steely, in P6. Sniper C 7th ahead of Fake Scouser, followed by RDB CFC and an Irishman as well in Corey. And we've also got Youngie, Liam, C. Faulkner, and Super Calgon. Liam being a rep in Jamaica. Interesting to see. So yeah, a few countries other than the GB being represented here. I believe there was either
Dubai.
Yeah, it was UAE. Yeah, wasn't Palestine. But yeah.
Don't start that again.
Not on the stream anyway. But yeah. Okay, here we go then. So this is it for the Grand Prix itself here at the Red Arrows Racing League. Obviously, this week is a normal event, not a standard Grand Prix. Next week will be a 3-tyre compound race where every driver has to use the soft, medium, hard at some point throughout the race. Even if it's just one lap on one of the tyres, you have to use all 3 compounds. So it's going to be very exciting to see what people choose to do next week. And everybody has a freedom of choice as to what they start on and what order they use those tyres in. But they have to use all 3 tyres at least once. And that is going to be fascinating.
Indeed.
So Ian, obviously we saw the we've had a sprint race and we've had two qualifying sessions to base our takes on here. But I've got to ask you, based on what we've seen so far, who would you, if you were a betting man, be putting your money on?
Well, my money's stuck between two drivers right now. Those two drivers being Lancer and Soggy Cucumber.
Soggy Cucumber's very good in the races, isn't he? I've got to say. Um, yeah, for me, I mean, Lancers just seems to have such good quality pace, but when he's under pressure in the races, um, isn't quite as strong. So I don't know. I think if he can get out front and hold on, maybe even break the DRS in the early stages, then it's very hard to look past him. But we'll just have to watch closely and see. For me, I'm gonna say Lancer. Although Super Striker could be a contender as well. And to be honest, I think we need a third commentator who could say Super Striker, because I don't think we covered all angles here.
I'm sure you can afford that.
I could put each way on both of them.
Well, see, I'm not really much for betting, man, unless it's like scratch cards or anything like that. But I'll definitely have to put my tonight. I'm putting some money down on Soggy Cucumber.
Very, very good. So, welcome back, everybody, to those of you just joining us here for the Red Arrows Racing League tonight. Yeah, we're here tonight for round 2 of season 13 here on the Formula 1 24 game here, cross-play across all platforms. And good turnout here tonight. 18 of the drivers here out on track, and Lancer there putting it on pole position a few moments ago by 0.4 of a second with a really phenomenal lap there, and very much showing that there is a considerable gap in terms of overall outright pace between Lancer and the rest of them. But we know that over the course of a race distance, with slipstream, DRS and multiple other factors like tyre wear involved, it can be a very different story. So Lancer's got to keep his wits about him over the course of a race distance here. 35 laps of the Hungary ring coming up in a moment, as we're about to line up on the grid here, getting ready to go once again here for round 2 of the Red Arrows Racing League. 18 drivers pulling up on the grid as we're now seconds away from the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix here. What is going to happen tonight? Here we go then. Lights coming on at the head of the grid, and we are moments away from the start here at the Hungary ring. And it is lights out and away we go. Looks like C. Faulkner, they didn't get a great getaway. Super Calgon already up to 13th place. Liam's got ahead of Youngie, but Lancer here leading into turn 1. Super Soggy Cucumber today, looking around the outside of Super Striker, coming into turn 1. Bit of a lock-up as Super Striker gets a better exit out of turn 1. Holds on to second place. Fake Scouser there is running very close here with Northover as he looks around the outside into turn 2. They're side by side here though, as Fake Scouser there trying to hold it there. Northover there managing to squeeze around the outside there of turn 3 and holds on to P5 there. But Lancer here leading ahead of Super Striker, followed by Soggy Cucumber. Then you've got Bo, Northover, Fake Scouser, followed by Steely in P7 on those hard tyres again. Sniper C, Liam, and IDB CFC completing the top 10, followed by Super Calgon, Corey, Murph there in 13th, then Youngie, followed by Jordan Hillier, C. Faulkner, Brewdog in 17th place, and Archie. So those two have dropped back off of the leaders considerably on the first lap here and are nowhere to be seen. But Lancer here has got that lead and is pretty comfortable at the moment as they come into this final sector here on lap 1 of the race. So Ian was obviously enjoying himself at the start of the race there. We see the two at the back there battling, and they seem to have got into a bit of a tangle here, Brewdog and Archie, because they're running in 17th and 18th places here. And what could have occurred there? They're well off at the back of the pack.
Well, you and me know ourselves how easy it is for these cars to get tangled up in each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's also they've been going at it a bit too hard, going at it a bit too close, and we've got Archie retired from the session. He's also had enough of racing tonight.
Yeah, Brewdog's kind of been left hanging here because those two were in a battle, and now Archie said, "Nope, sorry, I'm bored," and has basically just
he's taking his ball home.
Yeah, he said, "It's my ball. I paid for it," and I'm going home, so you can all basically, yeah,
Bite me.
suck on that. Anyway, we've got the top 4 out the front here by just over a second, and Lance is currently leading the way. Super Striker, Soggy Cucumber, and Bo. Interestingly, the same exact lead pack, barring one driver, Steely, who, as we said before, was on the hard tyres in the first race, was in P5. He's on the back of Fate Scouser and Northover. So, apart from Steely, who obviously on the slower tyres will be making his way through, it's almost a carbon copy of what we saw in the first race here. It's almost exactly what we saw in the first race. The same lead pack, the same leader in the first couple of laps, and the same driver on the same tyres, not too far behind them. We got Northover on the hards as well. We could have a big shout in this race in P5, but yeah. Wow, Ian, this is like deja vu.
Yeah, the only difference for me is that also Striker and Soggy have switched positions, as we've got these two coming around the fast right-hander coming up into the fast left-hander, and it looks like Lancer has kept it ahead. Very nice move by Striker, trying to keep it ahead of him, but unfortunately just did not have the exit speed that Lancer did from having the advantage of being on the outside.
Yeah, he gave it a good go, but he's going to have to live to fight another day here and go again. He's still right there, though, and he's going to have the DRS on the end of this lap, but keeping it on the back of him through this middle sector is going to be the hardest thing, because when you're in that dirty air, coming through these tricky corners, they're medium speed, they're not even fast, so you don't even have the benefit of having high downforce through these corners. Sometimes it's very hard to keep it on the road and keep it turned in and actually get it turned in. The understeer can be really chronic through these medium speed corners, but they're currently doing a good job right now. Super Striker has kept it very much pinned to the back of Lancer, and he's got the DRS coming down the start finish straight. He's going to have a look to the inside now. He might be a little bit too far back, but I tell you what, he's definitely given it a bit of a practice run in these first few laps. Lancer holds on for now, but for how much longer is he going to be able to cling on to this one? As we see these 4 gapping the hard tyre runners here, Northover and Steely. In between them is the medium tyre runner of Fake Scouser. But Northover and Steely and Sniper C, to be fair, not in bad positions at this point on the hard tyres. We've got to keep an eye on these guys. They need to make sure they don't lose too much time battling each other. But those 3...
I know what I'm having for my dinner.
What are you having for your dinner? Cucumber.
Bacon super noodles.
Ah, I thought you were going to have cucumber.
No, I don't like vegetables, man.
I've decided to have soggy cucumber.
I just tend to, leave the, long, hard green things to you.
Oh, okay. Lovely. Beautiful. Right.
I don't think I've had a vegetable in about 5 or 6 years.
Oh no, same here. I don't eat vegetables either. I can't stand them. They're disgusting. The texture, the taste isn't that bad, but it's the feeling when you eat them. It's like crunchy. Ugh.
Well, also, certain things are vegetables and certain things are fruits, but there's certain things there that are vegetables like potatoes, which I do enjoy if they're mashed.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got a blender, it helps, yeah, for sure.
Oh, no, you just grab a packet of potato mash and go to town.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of options, for sure. Super Striker here is really putting in between them as they come into turn 4. He had to run down the start straight, wasn't quite close enough. The thing is that all these guys behind him are going to be imploring Super Striker to make this move on Lancer, because they're all kind of, their hands are all kind of tied, because unless they're really close, they can't make a move on each other because they're all in a DRS train. They've all got DRS on the car in front, so really these guys need Super Striker to get this done on Lancer and get it done quickly here so they can all progress and try and have a crack at Lancer themselves. Then again, Super Striker would then be the target on his back, so to speak, and would be the one who they're all chasing.
I feel like once Lancer is the one that has to chase, that's when I feel like he puts himself under pressure, and that's when he starts making mistakes.
I thought you were about to say as soon as he's the one behind, he'll get it back, and then it'll keep on repeating the process.
Don't get me wrong. It's not going to just keel over and let it happen.
Here we go.
But
for the lead of the race here, the Super Striker down the inside. Lancer there keeping it around the outside by the skin of his teeth there, as Super Striker will get a second bite of DRS here down towards turn 2. It's not really a straight though. I tell you what, that run between turn 1 and 2, they might as well not even bother having DRS down there, because it's just, there's no chance to get a run down there whatsoever. and Lancer there holds on to that one. Sorry, mate. Carry on.
No, you're fine. It's just I feel like Lancer it tends to overdrive the car a lot bit once it gets overtaken by someone, as we saw from the sprint race. He did start make mistakes during the sprint race after Soggy Cucumber did overtake him. So at this point, and everybody else thinking, is that what is going to happen again? Is we going to overtake him and he's going to start making mistakes, or is he going to just completely switch on and try and get that position back? What if it happens? Because at this point it looks like Super Striker is very, very racy, and he is sticking as close to him as possible, coming at that final corner to try and take full advantage of that DRS.
One thing you've got to factor in, they're all on the same tyres, so in terms of their strategy, it's all going to be quite similar. But some drivers in these first stints, when they're in a pack of cars battling for the lead, get a bit overexcited and push a bit too hard. Sometimes you get drivers who take it easy. He's made it happen, yeah, easy this time. But you get a lot of drivers who, in this first stint of races battling for the lead, they push a bit too hard, they take too much out of the tyres. Drivers like Lancer maybe trying to just look after the tyres a bit, potentially play the long game and get to the end, whilst you've got drivers like Super Striker who might be going all out, you know, pushing for the lead, can see a target, can see an opportunity, and just going all out. Maybe some drivers don't do that. It's an interesting point. Obviously, some people, you know, they see that opportunity and they just go for it. But I think Lance is actually quite cool at the moment. He seems, from what I can see, just his trajectory of his car just seems a little bit more relaxed than the other guys. I don't know what it is about that, but that's just what I perceive. I don't know why. It's just his car just looks a little bit more settled than the other guys. Super Striker seems to be a little bit more switchy, a little bit more dancing around, and Lance has just seemed a little bit more planted at this point.
So I just had a completely separate thought, irrelevant from what we were just talking about there. But I feel like Soggy Cucumber should, if he sticks with this name, he should go into the Silver next season. Sorry.
What is that?
Well, it's a green car.
Oh, it's a green car. Yeah, that's genius. Lancer here making the move. Oh, look! As he makes the move around the outside here. Or he's going to try to. Anyway, Lancer here is going for it. But Super Striker, they're keeping on to it. Having said that, Lancer with the second bite of DRS here, down towards turn 2, gets that one done up into the lead of the race again. And these two...
That's the whole point of that DRS zone right there. It's so if you're a side-by-side with someone, you have that little bit more of a push.
Yeah, we've said before, obviously, we're concerned that Lancer, once he's in the pack, once he's not in the lead, could start to get a little bit anxious. So far, he's passed that test, but he's still got 27 laps to go here, and obviously with Super Striker still continuing to put it under pressure, and obviously these other two as well. They've also, one important point, you've got the 3 hard runners now closing in on these 4, whilst they... Yeah, this is now going to get very juicy, because now that the medium runners are going to start to feel just a little drop off at this point, you know, this could very much open the door to the strategic ace up their sleeves in the case of North Dover, Steely and Sniper C.
Yeah, because I was thinking to myself, Steely, he's starting to bring that gap down now, but I feel like right now he has been held back a lot by Northover, is because we know how much pace, at this point in the race, how much pace that Steely can have over the medium tyre.
Northover's retired from the race. Very, very strange there, because 7 laps in on a set of hard tyres, no damage. I think Northover's had some kind of call, so we hope Northover's okay, but clearly that seems to be some kind of a call to action or some kind of emergency, I think.
Probably way to get to Cucumber.
No, in all seriousness, we hope that's okay, because that is very inexplicable. I can't understand why that happened, so I'm pretty sure he's had to retire from the race at very short notice there.
His phone died.
Yeah, he disconnected, yeah. Running on 4G. I wonder who did that. Who was it that connected to who was it that connected to an ACC server on 4G and their phone died halfway through?
Shut up.
I think it was at Zandvoort in the GT4s on ACC on the PS4 version when it just come out.
I'm good to hurt you.
And I remember, I think I was commentating on another league, and I heard about it after the race. Somebody told me that there'd been some kind of absolute disaster.
Yeah, I was catching up to Javier, so I was, and even to this day it still pisses me off. So shut up.
To think, Javier took every race that he finished in that season. He won every race that he didn't disconnect from. Every race, 7 out of 8. He disconnected from Zolder And I was racing in that one. I think I came P6 in that one.
I think you did.
Yeah, I had a good race that night. Well, it was all right. The one before that, I came second at Suzuka. Mate, I joined. I did that race. You were there. You were racing for sure. But I remember.
But what car was that now?
Oh, you were in the Ginetta that season, weren't you? I was in the Merc.
Yeah, well, but I'm thinking because I think the Ginetta did do pretty well around Zandvoort.
Yeah, mate, these were the days. These were in the height of COVID, where we had 20 people racing in GT4 on ACC, mate. It was like, honestly, it was the vibes. We had racing every night. Every night we had some kind of event on PlayStation. 20 car grids on ACC, 16 car grids on Project Cars 2, 2 tiers in some of the leagues. Oh my god, it was like a festival.
Now we all have work again.
Every week was like a festival of racing. As we see Mark there with a bit of a lock up there, we saw a bit of tyre smoke there coming off the car. Going through the penultimate corner, Steely though, now the lead runner of these hard runners. Obviously it's now only Steely and Sniper C in that pack, but crucially these guys are going to be able to go long into this stint. They're going to have faster tyres at the end. Who knows if they're going to risk it and put the softs on, as Bo there making a move down the inside of Soggy Cucumber. Goes a little bit deep though. Soggy Cucumber's going to see that coming from a mile off, and he's going to get the DRS down towards turn 2 and return the favour there. But yeah, Bo tried it, didn't quite work out.
Feels like 99% of the plans of my life.
Somehow this has become a topic of Ian's failures in life. Anyway.
Do I hear a joke?
Yeah.
My life.
Oh.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Maybe what you're petty. That's for your English branded, fucking sympathy.
Branded.
No one wants English branded sympathy. Current,
No.
It just tastes like nothing but fucking tea cake.
It's the most disingenuous form of caring you're ever going to see in your whole entire life.
Well, apart from the Scottish.
Actually, that's true. Well, the Brits do it best. The Brits do it. The Brits in general just do it best when it comes to.
I am not British. I am Scottish.
Oh, shut up! For God's sake.
I am not British.
Not
I
this.
am Scottish.
Not this.
Because every time a Scottish person does something bad in sports or something,
What did you vote in 2014? Did you vote to leave in 2014?
I don't vote.
Because you could vote at 16, so you would have been able to vote back then. Because you would have been 17 when the referendum happened.
No shit, man. But I just do not vote. I don't put my name in on any of that bullshit. But it's whenever we do something bad, oh, it's them, it's the Scottish. But whenever we do something good, oh, it's we did it, It's bullshit.
Anyway.
You started that.
God. Oh God. Right.
You started that fucking rant.
So here we are, currently driving around the Hungary tonight in the Red Arrow Racing League with my very, very good friend who is the honorary Scotsman.
You tread very carefully.
The honorary Scotsman emo guy. They're voicing his opinion on the union.
Because it's true!
Do you think we should be in the EU?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
We could disconnect from the internet and float away for all I give a fuck.
Then why are you so passionate about about Scotland being in Britain if you couldn't care about the EU? Or not being in Britain?
I would rather separate, Scotland from the rest and float off and fucking connect with fucking South Africa or something.
Even if Scotland are stronger economically and defence-wise, with a union with England and Wales.
Yeah.
And Northern Ireland.
Germany.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure Germany are going to come to help you if Russia invade the UK.
The Germans love us, mate.
Yeah, Okay.
The first thing that the English did when it came to the football is they started flying model bombers of World War II bombers. So they did bomb in Germany, but everything that Scotland did, they fucking loved.
Oh, no, no, no. Corey spins going through the second to last
Oh.
corner. My goodness, we just caught that there. Sorry, Ian. Carry on. Never mind.
No, it's true that the Germans do prefer the Scottish over the English.
Importantly, Steely there's got ahead of Soggy Cucumber up into third place. Yeah, I'm sure in World War II, when the Germans had a Scottish soldier with a gun pointed at their head, I'm sure that they said first, "Are you Scottish or English?"
You're taking that a little bit out of proportion there. I'm just saying that the fact that the first thing that we did or didn't do when we got over there was immediately started flying model bombers. We just got pissed with everybody. That's all we did. We just got absolutely shit-faced with everybody, and the Germans loved it.
Ian, Steely on the hard tyres. Our man who we've spoken about a lot tonight. Look at this, third place. He's flowing
I
right
was
now.
thinking that, yeah. He's right now. He's put himself into a fantastic position to. Yeah, this is just a two-tower change, isn't it? Just, not
This
the
one,
fuel
it's
requirement,
only two compounds, so only one tyre change, yeah.
Yeah, right. So right now he's put himself into a fantastic position here because right now, once these guys come in for their pit stop and Steely eventually does as well, he's going to be on the fastest compound than the rest.
Yeah, and obviously with light fuel, you get a much bigger benefit from being on those faster tyres. So, and he's right with them, having done a stint on the slower tyres. So yeah, he's really on it tonight, and he's got to. I think at this point, all things being equal, I think it's got to be my favourite for the win. We completely looked past him as well, didn't we, earlier on? We were talking about Lancer, potentially Soggy Cucumber. Soggy Cucumber hasn't really figured at all in this one. Has kind of just sat on the fringes. Hasn't really come alive in this race at all so far.
Yeah, I think he's been playing it a little bit too soft. And there it is. There's Lancer with his penalty once again.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
God's sake, Lancer, man, get your crap together.
Just like the clock will show. Just like the clock will strike 12 twice a day. Lancer will at some point pick up a time penalty.
Did you just have a miniature stroke there?
No.
Don't even start to try and take the piss out. It's my mum had a stroke.
I'm not. I'm just pretending to have one because you mentioned it. Anyway, Steely looking to the outside into turn one. He's going to try and go around the outside here. Oh my goodness me, this is going to be the move in. He's done it. He's leading the race on the hard tyres, and he's still got a stint on the softs to go. This is ominous for the rest of them.
Yeah, he's. Like I said, at the end of the sprint race, he's definitely made a stroke of genius here, and I'm surprised that no one was able to catch on to that coming out of the sprint race, coming into the main race. I'm really surprised that no one got onto that.
I suppose they had the confidence thinking that they were going to build up a gap here out the front and get away, but Steely has had other ideas. It's been a Steely drive so far.
He's still the show.
Oh God. Yeah, definitely. He's done brilliantly. Super Striker currently running in second place, trying to keep Soggy Cucumber at bay. And Soggy Cucumber, I wonder now, might have a shot because Super Striker appears to have dropped out of the DRS here to Steely. So this could now be Soggy Cucumber's real moment to shine here. And, they're both coming at the same time here. So obviously nobody going for an overcut. Sniper C staying out on those hard tyres as well. So Steely and Sniper C, well, they separated by 2 seconds at the moment. So at this point, it could be a 1-2 for these guys. They could both steal the march here on the others. Obviously, they're going to come out behind them. And that's going to be the big ball ache here for these guys. They are going to come out behind because the others are going to get the undercut. But they're going to have the faster tyres in the final stint. So it depends. I think it's very dependent on how many cars they have to overtake. I think ultimately, if they come out P4 or 5, then they could have a strong chance of winning. But then if there's too many cars in the way, it could become an extremely difficult task.
Yeah. It's just all about how you play the game and how if you pull the trigger at the right time, then that is just purely what it's all about. It's just being able to figure out exactly when to do it.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. So we've got 4 runners on the hard tyres. That's Steely, Sniper C, Corey, and Jordan. Oh, and IDBCFC as well. And Brewdog. Brewdog's coming in now. Coming in quite early, actually, for a set of mediums. That's quite ballsy. Lancer here is on the back of Corey, obviously. Lancer on those fresher tyres. Should be able to find his way through pretty quickly here. Lancer's the furthest up of the drivers who pitted from the lead pack. Super Striker's come out 5 seconds behind Lancer. So Lancer managed to gain 5 seconds with the undercut. I'm pretty sure that Super Striker must have made a mistake here. You don't get 5 seconds from a 1-lap undercut. Soggy Cucumber as well has come up behind Super Striker. So Lancer has absolutely flown out of the pits with that undercut. That's insane.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's weirdly enough, it's no matter what tire you're on, when you come out the pits, you always seem to have an insane amount of grip. No, yeah, that you can come at the pits with the hard tire and have the same level of grip as what the soft tire would provide.
Well, it feels like that, but that's because when you've been on mediums and you're about a second and a half to 2 seconds slower a lap than what you were at the start, and suddenly the hard is about a second quicker than the warm mediums. But actually, it just feels like that because of the delta. I know it's like sounds silly, but
no, it genuinely feels like it. That you could take the corner at the same kind of pace and speed as a soft tire and make it around just as fast. Honestly,
I mean, personally, you might disagree. I personally think that's a placebo effect based on the fact that you've been on worn tyres before, and it's that feeling of like having something so much better than what you've just had, and so you feel like so much more benefit. I personally think it's a placebo. I don't know. That's my opinion, but I could be wrong. But currently Lance is on the back of Bo here. Could have a DRS. Does he have DRS? Yes, he does, just about, but still not close enough to make the move into turn 1. Bo's obviously been on those tyres for a while. Went for a very early undercut, did Mark Bo, actually, so doesn't need to pit again, but is going to have worn out tyres at the end. Saying that, though, has Mark Bo played an absolute genius strategy here? Because we know what it's like to have track position around this circuit, and Mark Bo, running in third place, 11 seconds off of the lead, will inherit the lead when Steely and Sniper C come in. Could Mark Bo have just taken the win here by coming in 5 laps earlier than anybody else even dared?
well, right now it's a bit 50-50 between these two, because even though Lancer is stuck behind Bo right now, he still did the fastest first sector.
Yeah, this is insane stuff from Mark Bo. I hadn't even factored in that he was even in the reckoning for this at all. He came in for an early pit stop, very much low-key. Didn't notice him coming in at all, and has just really put in the laps and has managed to get a real head start on these other runners here. And obviously Lancer here running in P4, Super Striker and Soggy Cucumber. These two have had a mare on their outlaps. I don't know if they might have come together. I think they may have actually had an incident on their outlap, because I can't imagine how they fell 7 seconds behind Lancer. But Lancer nonetheless has made the move ahead of Mark Bo, and this is for the net lead of the race, but we're still waiting on these two to come in on the hard tyres, Steely and Sniper C, and they will have a huge advantage in the last few laps of the race on the medium tyres. Probably about a second a lap initially, and then that will start to even itself out towards the end of the race, and maybe in the last couple of laps we might see the hard start to be the better tyre again. But for the majority of this next stint, Steely and Sniper C are going to be able to absolutely tear around on their yellow marked medium tyres, and that could be majorly beneficial for them in both of their pursuits for the win, but especially Steely, because he has been exceptional so far tonight in the sprint race. Came tantalisingly close to a win, and here we go in the Grand Prix. It's been a similar story here, but we're coming through the final few corners, and I'm sure we're going to see them coming in this time around, because 15 laps on the mediums is very, very possible here. In fact, no. Wow. They're staying out. Wow. Are they going to try and stay out and put the soft on, maybe? That's something that's just occurred to me.
Well, I mean, Steely is 1.6 seconds down on his best personal lap there, and I mean, you've still got Lancer that's still charging forward, and he's still setting purple laps. So right now, all Steely and Sniper are doing right now are just shooting themselves in the foot, and they're just I don't think they're going to be able to do much when they do eventually pit in.
No, because track position is so key around here. I mean, the thing is, they're probably going to come out, yeah, P5 and 6, isn't it? Or yeah, P5 and 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say around about that though.
Yeah, because they're enough ahead of RDBCFC to come out comfortably ahead of him, but behind Lancer, Bow, Striker, and Cucumber. So yeah, that's going to be tricky.
Right here. Let's go right here.
As Cucumber is within a second of Super Striker now. These two have been running close. I wonder if they're now just getting in line and working together here. They're 7 seconds behind. Lancer's, I'd say, definitely going to be unchallenged unless these two can mount a late charge in the closing stages. And they are both in. Steely and Sniper C coming in for a set of medium tyres.
I mean, the Hungary pit lane, it's not exactly the longest either. I would say it's more one of the shortest ones on the calendar. So at this point, I don't think they've left themselves that much out of the race.
No, well, they're on the faster tyres, and they're probably about 10 seconds behind most of them, aren't they? So it's definitely on the cards. 14 laps, the mediums we know are going to be about a second a lap faster to start off with, but that advantage will definitely start to wane towards the end. 15 seconds Steely is behind the race leader, Lancer, at this point. It's not off the table. It's still there for him, but he's going to have almost a faultless final stint, and he's going to have to hope that his tyres don't go off at the end as well. It's going to be a real push. It's going to be a real challenge here for Steely or Sniper C if he can get himself into this. Cucumber's picked up a 3-second time penalty here for track limits coming to the middle sector. He's on the back of Super Striker as they come into the final sector, and I think he might have a good chance of making this move into turn 1. These guys still unable to remake inroads on the race leader Lancer, but crucially they're going quicker than Mark Bow, so they might be able to get onto the podium, both of them, or one of them at least. But here goes Soggy Cucumber, is going to make the move for 3rd place, and onto the podium he goes here on lap 23 into turn 1. That's job done there for Soggy Cucumber. Last week's runaway race winner in China is into 3rd place here in Hungary.
Right now I'm just trying to keep an eye on the gap between Steely and Super Striker. Right now it's roughly about the same as what it was last lap.
Yeah, just over 14 seconds to the leader, but he needs to be gaining. Well, I reckon, obviously, because the mediums wear off quicker than the hards, I reckon he probably needs about 1.5 seconds a lap at this point. And then later on in the stint, probably about 1 second a lap, but certainly now needs to be making the brunt of the time game now. It doesn't appear like that's happening, at least at this point. It looks like for the time being, Lancer's got enough pace to be comfortable. Could Steely be looking at a podium maybe? Soggy Cucumber and Super Striker, like you said, that gap, Ian, 7 seconds, is it? Less than that?
Yeah, it's gap between Super Striker and Cucumber is about 7.8 seconds right now. No, give me a second. My cat's been fucking shot out the room. Bloody idiot.
So whilst Ian deals with some feline problems there, we got currently Cucumber all over the back of Striker here into turn 2. Bit of a look up there from Cucumber, just overcooked it slightly on the brakes, still keeping Striker very much on his toes here as they come up the hill towards 4. You've got RDVCFC there into the pits at the end of lap 23. Lancer still out the front, got nearly a 4-second gap over Bow. Super Striker and Cucumber are both closing in on Bow, and Steely is definitely closing in on this pair as well. So you've basically got, from 2nd down to 5th, you've basically got everybody closing in on each other at the moment. So that's going to get interesting towards the end. Lancer at the moment out of that 3-second window, and could have got away with that penalty as long as he doesn't get another one.
Yeah, he's really got to tiptoe around this track and be as careful as possible. He's just got to keep his all 4 of those tyres inside the white marked lines as much as he can. Because if he does not, he will he will rack up those penalties, and at this point, yeah, he's opening up the gap to P2, but you know, once those penalties start to pile up, they do pile up fast.
I certainly do. As Lancer here, I just heard a meow. But currently, yeah, Lance is doing exactly what he needs to do and more at the moment as well. Really delivering here in the Grand Prix. It looks like, are you seeing that? Every time they break into that chicane, there's a puddle on the entry. Are you seeing that?
Nope.
I saw it with Lancer just now. I don't know. Oh, it's not. It's just mist. And it's a glitch. Don't worry. I think it's fine. I was wondering. It looks like a drain's leaked or something. Really weird. But yeah. Nonetheless, looks like Super Striker's actually extending the gap to the Cucumber a little bit here. Nearly a second as you see Super Striker just having a bit of a lock up there going into the penultimate corner. Cucumber with the penalty, it's going to help. Super Striker knows he just needs to stay ahead. Knows that even if he gets overtaken, he just needs to stay within 3 seconds as Super Striker here. Steely making no impression right now on the leaders despite having those faster tyres. So that promise, that hope that we had for Steely in the first stint seems to have evaporated very, very quickly here.
Yeah, I think we did have a lot bit more optimism for Steely than maybe we should have. Obviously, those mediums are just not working as much as we thought they would have. Maybe that's why he was catching up so much during his hard tire stint.
It's one of those tracks where temperatures do soar, don't they? And I think that the hard tyres deals with high temperatures much better than the mediums. I think that might be why we're seeing operationally the hards holding so much better, despite obviously the mediums being that quicker tyre with more grip, obviously closer. The carcass has more grip to the surface, but certainly it looks like Steely isn't able to keep them at an operating window, which is as advantageous as the hard tyres. And yeah, clearly struggling at this point. I think it's going to be very, very unlikely that we even see him on the podium at this rate.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because we know that still he also has pace, so he does to be able to try and catch up to the leaders. But it's just those tires are just limiting them so very much that I was expecting that gap to come down a lot faster. But right now, it doesn't seem like doesn't seem like he can get that gap down anywhere near past the 14 second point.
No, and it is frustrating. Must be frustrating for him as well, because obviously the first stint, he had to sort of suffer in the first part of the race, was falling off the leaders. Then, as that stint wore on, was closing, managed to get some speed over the hard runners. The problem that I'm foreseeing now is the fact that in the first stint, the medium runners were so much quicker than the hard runners, that Steely was obviously one of the hard runners, and as the stint wore on, Steely got more into it. And I'm seeing now is the total opposite, which could mean that Steely's drop-off is going to be even more catastrophic at the end of this stint, because we saw how much the hards were getting better as the stint wore on in the first stint. So, we started off this second stint and the mediums are nowhere already.
Yeah, it just didn't seem to have got fired up at all. It's just also the track has just got a little bit too warm for them to be able to stay within their maximum performance operational window. So they have, and it's definitely more of an advantage for the hard tires to be on this track compared to the mediums, just purely because of how hot the track is getting at the point.
Yeah, it's disappointing, isn't it? I thought we were going to have a bit of a late charge here, but it doesn't appear like it's going to be panning out that way. But nonetheless, we've got Cucumber here still keeping Striker on his toes here as they're battling for third and fourth places. Cucumber obviously with that penalty, which will be giving Striker a little bit of, I think, peace of mind, because he knows that he's not under tremendous pressure at this point. Lance is pulling away from Bow still. These two are still chipping away at Mark Bow. and could be a factor, especially striker with obviously without a penalty. Mark Bow will definitely be looking in his mirrors very shortly, because Super Striker's going to be fancying that. He's going to be all over that one for sure. Soggy Cucumber still keeping Striker on his toes and still giving him something to worry about. And as I say, I think that Soggy Cucumber would love to finish third on the track and have that kind of those bragging rights, I think, like anyone would, despite the fact that you're not going to get the position on the track or on the classification. It's still nice to pull the move, isn't it? We all know what it's like.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's nothing but pure satisfaction when you're able to make the move, but it's whether or not you can make the move and make it stick as well. Because we all know how it's as we've been seeing this entire Grand Prix, is that you can get by on the pit straight in one lap, but if that driver that you've overtaken can stay with you the entire lap, they've got a 99% chance of being able to get that position back off of you, and it's just a constant switch back and forth.
Certainly is. The gap is now almost under a second between Bow and Super Striker, so this is now game on here. Sorry, my stomach is burning. As we come out of the final corner here, I'll tell you what, if Soggy Cucumber wants to make this move, he's got to make it now, because Super Striker's going to have to DRS very, very soon on the back of Mark Bow here as he's coming to turn one once again. 6 laps left to go here at the Hungary ring for this Red Arrow Racing League. Second race of this season here for season 13 as we come into turn 2 on lap 30. And Super Striker here has got his hands absolutely full, but is looking at that second spot. He can see it. It's within his grasp. Who knows if Lancer gets another penalty, we could even see Super Striker pick up the win, but I think that's going to be a long shot here, because obviously if these two battle, or these three even battle, then they're going to lose time, and it's going to allow Lancer to just slip off a little bit further here into the distance. But Super Striker here is just putting a lap there on a Mercedes. That's Super Calgon there who had no choice but to let them through. But yeah, this is it now. You can see that gap coming down, 1.2 seconds between Bow and Super Striker. Bow has managed to respond a little bit on that last lap there. He's now pushing it, but I think maybe it's just the last throws of his defence here, because I can't see much of a resistance here, because he's on 3 lap older tyres for one, and also the fact that these guys have been consistently closing that gap. Both, but I think Super Striker is reeling him in now, and Bow's going to have to think more about the speed here at this phase in the race for sure.
Yeah, at this point of the race, all you can really do is think about your defense, especially if you know that the car behind you is starting to close the gap.
Indeed. Sniper C there's got ahead of scratching our heads earlier on about Steely's seemingly lack of pace here in his second stint, and now he's been passed by his fellow strategy runner, Sniper C. So, yeah, very, very peculiar situation there, which we said we've kind of covered and speculated what it could be. Could be down to tyre temperatures, which I think it pretty much almost certainly is. But yeah, the medium's not working here tonight, and it is really, really strange to see that. Really, really strange indeed. But nonetheless, this is the battle here for second place, and Bow has now got Super Striker within 0.6, within half a second pretty much. Here as they come through the final corner. This has got to be Super Striker's best opportunity so far of taking second place here in this second stint of the races. Here we go, getting closer and closer and closer, a little bit too far away. Just saw some smoke in the distance there from Lancer. Is he starting to feel the pressure here, maybe? Lancer locked up into turn 1. I just saw some smoke.
Doing that all night long.
Oh, I know, but he's under no pressure, which makes it a bit strange. But anyway, Super Striker here getting close to the back of Bow, a little bit too far away up the hill into turn 4. I remember in previous years they've had DRS going up into that corner there, but they turned it off. They got rid of it, I think, last season, or might have been the season before that, but they always used to have DRS up that hill. I remember it used to be a bit of a fixture. I think it's much better having DRS up there than it is into turn 2. I think it's wasted into turn 2, personally. But that's just me.
Yeah, but it's good. It's a good thing that no one really cares about what you think.
Bruh. Dear oh dear. Right. So the race leader coming over the line here to start lap 33 of the race. We've got 3 laps left to go here at the Hungary ring for the Red Arrow F1 League, as Super Striker now is going to try and make this move down towards turn 1. We go out of the slipstream, down the inside he goes, and this is going to be a second place here. And now Soggy Cucumber trying to get involved in this as well. Bit of a lock up there. Mark Bowe's got a penalty as well, so Soggy Cucumber knows a podium is now on the table here. So here we go, Soggy Cucumber around the outside. Mark Bowe trying to tap him there a little bit, trying to keep himself alongside as they're still side by side here up towards turn 4. This is going to be very, very close. Mark Bowe on the inside. Soggy Cucumber there has to back out of it. Bowe holds on for 3rd place, but for how much longer is he going to be able to weather this storm here? What Soggy Cucumber needs is he needs Super Striker to pull away from these, and then he'll be able to have a crack at Bowe without Bowe having the DRS on the car in front. So now Soggy Cucumber needs to wait for his opportunity and hope that Super Striker can disappear off into the distance here.
Yeah. It's a really tough situation with only 2 laps left to go, coming on to 1 lap left. Can anybody really, can really anybody make any, any gap that's enough to actually mean anything with these penalties?
It's going to be very interesting to see how it pans out here on this final 2 laps of the race. As Soggy Cucumber here, a little bit too far away. Bowe still has that DRS on Super Striker here. I wonder if Super Striker's being encouraged by Mark Bowe to stay close and keep him close in that DRS. Because I think Super Striker does have the pace to pull away, but seemingly at the moment isn't exercising that potential. We see RDBCFC's moved ahead of Murph up into the points, into P10, although Murph's still right there with him as they come into the final couple of corners here of lap 33. Race leader Lancer has got a few corners to go here on lap 34, and we'll be starting the last lap very, very shortly indeed. We've got to go back to this battle here for 2nd place though, because Super Striker's keeping Bowe in this fight for a podium by staying within a second of him and by not ditching these guys. Super Striker's keeping Bowe in with a shout here.
Yeah, it really is. Right now, he needs to keep this gap just for 1 more lap, and that podium is assured.
We both know how frustrated Soggy Cucumber must be right now, being stuck in that DRS. You've got 2 cars in front of you. Bowe's got DRS on the car in front. There's nothing you can do to try and make that move. You just have to try and get as close as you can and use that slipstream effect to try and make that move. But it does look like Super Striker's trying to help Bowe out here a little bit. So Soggy Cucumber's got a good run here down towards turn 2, just a little bit too far away, agonisingly close here for Soggy Cucumber. I can feel his pain right now, I really can. I can relate to it 100% because I've been in this situation before and it is so painful.
Yeah, when you know that you can, that you have the pace to be able to do it, but you never see that opportunity arise. It just makes you want to pull your hair out.
It certainly does, and especially when there's a podium on the line as well. Especially when, well, not P2 because Super Striker's obviously not got a penalty, but yeah, for sure, some big honours, which are so tantalisingly close. But we're coming through the final few corners now. Soggy Cucumber might have one more shot at this. Is he going to look down the inside? Thinks better of it there because that would have just been a catastrophic incident if that had gone. But he looks like going to get around down the outside here. Into the multiple corner. Oh, and he spun out there. He went for it. He went all in and it didn't work. But Lancer comes over the line to take the win tonight in Hungary. He takes the checkered flag with a very convincing win indeed. Super Striker is going to come around in 2nd place ahead of Mark Bowe. As Soggy Cucumber there, that was a typical last ditch. Fuck it. He went for it. It didn't work. But he went for it. 4th place. Had nothing to lose. Was far enough ahead of Cypher C. He could risk it. And it didn't work out. Sniper C 5th ahead of Steely over in P6 in the end. The 2 guys who started on the hards. We thought they were going to figure in the running here for this race. But with the situation, with the tyre temperatures, the mediums just weren't working tonight. Especially in the 2nd stint. But Corey and Liam here coming through in towards the final corner. They're going to be battling all the way to the line for 7th and 8th places, but Corey is going to hold off Liam for that one. And these 2 over the line to complete the race. Then you've got Youngie, who's going to come around in 9th place, a few seconds ahead of Murph. who will complete the top 10. And then you've got RDBCFC there over in 11th place. That is that then for tonight. That is the race. And that is your lot here on the Motive Racing channel for the Red Arrow Racing League. Another great night of action here across both the sprint and the Grand Prix. And we've been absolutely treated tonight. And, well, yeah, what can we say?
There isn't really much we can say. I mean, we were kept our toes the entire time. We were, both our predictions were wrong. It's, midway through the race, we thought that we would have had a potential, different winner for the race, but it just didn't. Once they changed the tyres, it just didn't go his way.
No, for sure. Steely there kind of dropped off towards the end and even got passed by Sniper C on those medium tyres, also on the medium tyres in the second stint. But yeah, what a win tonight. I mean, what can we say? The pole sitter, the double pole sitter there, driving off in that Grand Prix, making up for the penalty in the sprint race, which cost him the race victory. And yeah, phenomenal stuff there. But yeah, excellent racing tonight, guys. Make sure you join us for the next race. The Red Arrow Racing League will be live at the same time next Monday, 8:15 p.m. UK time, and it will be a mandatory 3 different tyre compounds will have to be used for that one, which is going to be very exciting. It's the first time I've ever seen that in effect. So yeah, join us then. Also join us tomorrow night for Purple Sector. We'll be live at 8 p.m. UK time, and we'll be at China for that one. Oh no, wait, hold on. Were we at China last? No, we weren't. No, no, sorry, not China.
It was China last week.
No. We're at China tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Japan last time. So yeah, join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. UK time for Purple Sector at 8 p.m. Also Purple Sector, but Miami for that one for round 6. And then we're back on Red Arrow Racing League next time, same time as tonight at 8:15 UK time. And we will be at Texas, COTA for for round 3. So yeah, thanks everybody, and we'll see you all very, very soon.
Good night.